This one time I was like, back in high school, I was a rapper, right? And
What was your rap name?
anyway, I'll get to that. But what I'm trying to say is,
I literally did not know anything about Zambia other than the stories my parents would tell me.
at what? At Zambia is what?
Huh?
It's a Christian nation.
Yeah, it's a Christian nation.
What
And
else?
then, of course.
This is your home. This is your place. And then coming back to Zambia, like, what was the change like?
A lot.
It was a lot, eh?
Yes.
And then in Zambia,
In Zambia, Toela, Natasha Chanza, J-Rocks, FJ, who else? Killer. Well, because he blew up after we knew each other.
wow.
Who else? Caladocious, Cleo Ice Queen. Who else is there? Mwaka. In case anyone wants to buy some shares, we're here. Low key.
I want to buy some shit.
We'll talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was this one time I was like, back in high school, I was a rapper, right? And
What was your rap name?
anyway, I'll get to that. But what I'm trying to say is, every time like you are doing these battles, you have to, even if you're going to get dissed, you need to have that one line that everyone will remember. That's like, it's quotable.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he said this one line. It's like, you've defeated me. But at the end of the day, people are going to remember this one thing I said about you.
What's that thing? Ice Spices. She a baddie. Anyway.
So for me, it's like I didn't have so many cool lines when I was rapping, even when we were doing all these battles. So I just thought, you know what, let me come up with a cool name that even if someone disses me, at least they'll remember my name. So I had a name. My rap name was CMBZ Weezy Lemon Squeezy Freezy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy CMBZ Weezy Lemon Squeezy Freezy. And trust me, that name, fire. It's like,
I can't believe we're friends.
you get what you get.
Anyway, it's a cool name if you're like in the boondocks.
But now, like, think about it, right? Because with that name, people are expecting like your flow to be work, and then you spit the bars, and they're like, oh my god, I never expected it.
The delicious Pro Max.
Tabs, I was good. I was good.
Yeah.
Right? I was good.
Nah, I don't doubt you, man.
No, like, let me tell you how good I was. I was so good that I had to drop the whole rapping thing because I thought I would put so many guys out of business. Like, think about it. We wouldn't be talking Kendrick here right now.
We'll be talking lemon squeezy.
Lemon squeezy, yeah?
Squeezy.
No, now you're talking about, the big three, Kendrick, whoever. I would have been, there wouldn't have been even a big three conversation because it's just like, just one big one.
Anyway, are we supposed to be talking about business now?
Okay. No, true. Yeah, but I know a bit about your story, right? And that's only because I had a hand in the documentary. Yeah. So there might be people out there that don't know this, but we worked on a documentary, and it's a documentary that I directed, which is now on Al Jazeera, and Tabs was like the subject of the documentary.
Main character.
Main subject, right?
Protagonist.
We were following her
MC.
story. Yes, we followed your story through the creation of Zambia's first anime. And I'll tell you this, that was, I don't know, the documentary was like, every time I think back to it right now, it was like one of those crazy moments. I'm like, yo, we actually did this.
True.
But before we get into the documentary, because I also want to jump into that because of just what it's been able to do. I also want to understand maybe your story in terms of how you started with, this anime journey.
Okay. So my let's just say animation.
Yeah.
My animation journey started when I was about 19.
Yeah.
19. I was working for Upfront Media. So while everyone else was working on film, I was working on comics. And I remember it was like a Mac PC that no one was using.
Yeah.
So I started like playing around to see like animation, how that would go. And when COVID hit, I decided to take animation a bit further. So at the time, the company had bought me a drawing tablet.
Yeah.
And from there, I like literally watched like a YouTube video for like 2 minutes. I'm like, okay, I know where everything is. Let me start.
Yeah.
And then from there, I made something. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and make something that looks like anime.
Yeah.
That looks like one of my comics, because I grew up drawing lots of comics, different stories. I think around that time, I had like 3 or 4 different stories, all in the drafts. Actually, I still remember each and every one of the storylines. In like the drafts, and I was like, okay, let me try animate one scene from like one. It really looked like anime, and even though the movements were rough,
Yeah.
for me it was like, oh, I guess I like this. I like this process. I like how this is coming out. I want to do more of this. So it was, I want more. I want more. I want more. And then in 2022, the first 6 months of 2022, when we decided to work on like the animation, the super, it's supposed to be 5 minutes, but then we ended up making it into 10. Right. So me and the other animator were just like, okay, we're going to basically like create something to flex because we want to make a finished piece.
Yeah.
So that was I feel like that was my learning curve into all the processes of creating an animation. I had to learn all of those on the spot. Where you're researching, okay, what does an animation producer do? Okay, what's the animation pipeline? How do you do this? How do you do that? So for me, that was like those 6 months of purely concentrating on making something finished.
Yeah.
Helped me understand each and every part of animation from begin to the finished product, and even a bit of distribution as well.
So wait, so this is all self-taught.
Self-taught.
And how long did it take you?
To get to the level I am now.
Okay, of course,
Well,
I
like-
know even now there's still like learning happening. There's still like learning in process.
you always keep
Yeah,
learning,
yeah. So I think my question is like to a point where you think, okay, now I think I'm ready to like do something.
Do something. I would say, to be honest, the biggest leap was the 6 months.
Mhm.
Because when I first got my tablet, my boss was like, okay, great, make a music video. And it got rejected. Make another one. Got rejected. In the process of making a third one, then from there I started making like other music videos and other like small adverts for like other people. So that's how I started learning. I started learning with each and every new commission that came my way. So I'm someone that didn't even spend time like reading a book or like watching countless YouTube videos to try and learn. It was more like trial and error with every project that came.
I see. Okay, so let's say you now learn how to create animations. Fast forward, you are now working on the super, right?
Yeah.
Before we talk about the super, right? So because I know you, of course, you were born here in Zambia and then raised in SA.
Yes, I was.
Right. So for you to come back, I'm thinking you don't know so many people here, and now you have to get to know people, network in order to like collaborate with them and work on the project.
Yeah.
Right. Because I remember meeting you at the first time I met you. Do you remember where we met?
We met at the
At?
Be Your Own Boss.
Yeah. We met at the Be Your Own Boss. Yeah.
Yeah. Which
So it was for creatives.
2023.
I don't think it was 2023, was it?
Just early 2022.
Yeah.
It was in February. Yeah.
Yeah.
February. That's
So, because that's where we met, and I was just there behind with the camera. And funny thing is, even as much as you were part of the people who attended that program, at that point we never even knew like our paths would just like connect, and then we'd now be talking about a documentary of some sort. But I remember when I was speaking to the producer one day, we were chatting because we're thinking, okay, what story are we going to put through? And we had to look around, and then we remember, like, oh, there's this one girl that stood up, because I remember you said something, and then we're like, oh yeah, she does animation. Da, da, da. Monday's actually the one who spotted you. Yeah, she spotted you, and she's like, but yeah. So she asked me like, how can we structure this? Like, how can we like make a story around this? And we had to come up with something. And of course, she had to reach out to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, but what I'm getting to is you being back in Zambia, you had to be in those spaces to network, collaborate with people. Who are the people you ended up collaborating with on the super?
Okay. For more context, I
Okay.
left Zambia when I was 7 months old.
Sure. Yeah.
And then, other than that 7 months period of birth, I visited once when I was around 8 years old for 2 weeks. Then, other than that, then when I came in when I was 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I literally did not know anything about Zambia other than the stories my parents would tell me.
At what? At Zambia is what?
Huh?
It's a Christian nation.
Yeah, it's a Christian nation.
What
And
else?
then, of course, like for them, it's home.
Yeah.
So I heard like high regards of, oh yeah, Zambia, this is this. Oh, where our traditional food came from. I did meet some relatives that did come to visit
Yeah.
us while we were there. I remember my grandparents came. My grandma, my mom's mom, would always come visit. She would always call us every year. So I did have obviously a bit of touch with some of my family.
Yeah.
Very like more of like just the immediate family. And so for me, that was like my only connection to Zambia at the time, because I wasn't here as much, and then I couldn't remember too much from that. But the people I collaborated with.
No, but before you answer that, sorry, let me, because now I'm curious now. I want to know. So, looking at the amount of time and the fact that you were raised, like, we're just going to say you were raised in South Africa, right? Because 7 months we're not going to count that, and the 2 weeks doesn't count, right? 2 weeks doesn't count, right? How is it coming back? Like, this is what you've known your entire life. You've known SA for a very long time. This is your home. This is your place. And then coming back to Zambia, like, what was the change like?
A lot.
It was a lot, eh?
Yes. I'm kidding. But yeah, it was a lot of a change. Lucky enough, I am someone that adapts quickly.
Yeah.
So for me, by the 9th month of being in Zambia, that's when I got my job.
Okay.
Before that, I was going to UNZA. I did my Japanese course there. So obviously, I met a few friends.
Yeah.
2 of the friends I did meet within that time actually were on the super as well.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it was interesting. I think a lot of it is because South Africa is obviously a few years ahead. I'll keep it there. So coming here was like, oh, okay, this is a bit more relaxed. But of course, I wasn't with the idea at first, because when you're thinking about technology development in your field, you see more advantages that side.
Yeah, true, very true. Yeah,
exactly. So being fresh out of high school and coming here, I was like, oh, okay, I didn't expect to have gotten this far in my career here.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, I'm just gonna go back after like a year or two.
No, that's valid. Yeah. That's valid. Okay, now getting back to
to the super. The people I worked with. I worked with Akende, who was the director and backgrounds artist, and then Legend Sun did the music. Ollie Benjamin did the sound engineering, and then we had our lovely 4 voice actors. 2 of them, which I met within like my first year of being in Zambia, Gilbert and Melindy, and Legend Sun was also one of the voice actors, and Chiti.
Okay.
Mewa.
You come together saying this is what we're going to create. And of course, I don't think animation is cheap.
It's not.
Right. Some money has to go into it.
Okay, so when Kende and I first started working on the super, right, it wasn't even a thing of we're trying to make something explosive. We just wanted to see if we can create something finished that look like anime, to put on portfolios. We send out portfolios, we try see if we can get gigs, So this was actually a few months after I'd left my job at at Upfront. So it was more like, because I had gone on another set in January, so with like some of the money I earned from there, and like other like small gigs. I remember I was like editing a documentary as well. So other small gigs also helped like fund the basic stuff, Other than labor, the only thing I actually had to pay for was the sound engineering sound engineering, the day when the voice actors were getting paid, Wi-Fi every month for 6 months. So all
Hectic.
those operational costs were stuff that I had to handle. The only thing that wasn't paid for is like just the labor, because we're all saying we're trying this for the first time.
Yeah, got you.
Yes, but I would say an estimation, like putting all of this together, an estimation was I used about almost like 10,000 kwacha.
Okay, no, that's decent. That's decent, yeah.
Yeah, that's decent for your first thing.
Trust, yeah.
And I'm just saying it now, just so that people know that animation is not costing 10,000 kwacha.
How much is it costing now?
More than that.
So let's say, let's say this, right?
Yeah.
So 10 minutes
10 minutes
cost you 10,000 at the time.
at the time. Yes.
And that is because you're also trying to cut on budget and stuff.
Basically, none of the stuff were being paid. So
Yeah.
me drawing every day, I did not pay myself. Kende drawing every day did not pay himself. So any of those costs, voice actors were not paid for. So the only thing that was paid for, so 10,000 kwacha was just extra,
Operations, just
operational costs.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
And
sound. Cool. So let's say I want something animated in this 10 minutes. You did. Yeah.
Okay. I will answer that question when we move on to the next animation project.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least that one I can talk about it nice and fluid for you to understand the processes.
Got you.
Yeah.
Hi. Just a second. There's something.
Yeah. In the juice.
In the juice. Okay, so but before we get to your other projects, right?
Yeah. I think like the moment of the juice thing, you can even like show like the super.
An editor, you say. When you're an editor, you think of those things.
And then now we come back.
True. So wait, and then before we get to your other project, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think you are giving much credit to the work that you did with the Super. Because listen, you guys filled up an entire cinema.
Yeah.
Right. To premiere the Super. And it was packed. The way I remember it, because I remember we were filming the documentary right when it was happening.
Yeah.
And I remember it was so packed, other people didn't even have where to sit.
Yeah, some people even traveled from like other provinces to come.
Sure. How was that?
I think it was like nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Because again, like you are showing a 10-minute animation in a cinema. So it was nerve-wracking. Of course, there's always that imposter syndrome that's always there.
Yeah.
So it's just like, is this even good enough? Stuff like that. But then we all thought about like the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Which is, okay, we're trying to do something big for the documentary. We're trying to at least, because again, the main thing was we didn't want to show us a poverty story. We wanted to show that these things are possible. We can do stuff that brings in people. So it was nerve-wracking. Obviously, there were lots of trial and error, which I had to learn from, especially when it came to like cinema and stuff like that. So it was like a lot of trial and error, but it was really fun.
Yeah.
Like having everyone together, we all got ready for the premiere. We got ready at Olga's house, so we all switched it up. This was like, I want to have this more.
Yeah.
This may be the start, but it's not the end.
Definitely.
So one of the biggest things, and even people like, oh no, it was trash. It's like, okay, cool. But
it's fine.
What we were doing there was launching like film in animation in Zambia.
I mean, you had the Japanese ambassador pull up.
Yeah, that was great. And he was just like, yeah, like it started like this. It starts like this,
Yeah.
Where a few group of people are just like, we want to see more. We want to see more entertainment. We want to see more animation. And then 20 years later, you find that, in fact, this is what now? 3 years later. You're now seeing like these big shows made in Africa, made about Africa on Netflix, Disney.
Yeah.
All of these things. It's just like,
I mean, that there, you have bragging rights. Like, you're telling me the Japanese ambassador, came to the cinema to watch a 10-minute anime. People would, if it was me, you wouldn't hear the end of it. I'm telling you guys. No,
I just pretend to be humble.
You pretend to be. No, but that was like a big moment. That was like a big moment. I remember I was there with the camera and I was supposed to be focusing on what I'm filming, right? And then for a moment I was like, wow. I got distracted. I was looking at the crowd cheering and I had the same
performances.
yes, and I had the same reaction as everyone else. It's like we want more.
I wish you didn't come to Twano, right?
No, I wasn't
I
there.
wish. I'll send you the drive link with like the whole
Yeah.
performance thing. You should see like how that one thing grew.
Sure. I was like, we want more. I was there with the camera. I'm like, oh my God, this is actually happening. And then the crazy thing is that even when you talk about the performance, right? We had no. That's Trina.
We had Ash.
We had Ash.
Ash9. We had Legend Sun, and we had Killer.
And that soundtrack is like, oh my goodness.
It's still hitting some streams right now. Actually,
it's a very good song. That's a very good song. Like there, you did some wonders there.
Right? Nah, well, just wait.
And then now, let's say it premieres, the day is done. What comes after?
What comes after?
Yeah, because like that, when I'm thinking about it, it's like you've created this thing, and the moment you were looking forward to happens. It's in the cinema. People watched it. People loved it. And then now you sit it there, and then you're thinking to yourself, what happens after this?
What happens? On my end, because from there, Kende and I split into two different companies.
Yeah.
So on my end, I was like, okay, what comes after now is because people are looking at Tab Productions and they know Tab Productions.
Yeah.
You know, before I even remember I took a screenshot. We had like 24 likes on Facebook. After like the whole super thing, we had about like 1,000.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, you've heard that, eh? So even for us to get to 1,000, we need to, pull up in the cinemas and
Yeah, no, it's. I think once you make the buzz, because I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, it was just all my doing.
Yeah.
All the people that shared, some of my friends with like big platforms like Natasha Chansa who shared and got people interested. That all helped, So from there I was like, okay, time to build Tab Productions. Like the super, I love you, but this is my origin story. Yeah. It's not who I am now. Who I am now is now crossing into the CEO of Tab Productions, because I'm like, I want more, because it has such a big name as Zambia's first anime. I want, by the time I am producing Zambia's first anime, it looks good.
Tabs, how are you coming back into Zambia and then you already have friends, celebrities like Natasha Chansa, and then I've lived here for I don't know how long, my entire life, right? And I'm now thinking to myself, how the hell is Tabs making friends with celebrities, and then what type of networking are you out here doing that we don't know about?
Actually, in fact, Natasha Chansa pulled through. Kukiani the Jedi pulled through. Who by the way is my distant cousin, which I learned at a funeral.
Whoa! You always find out at a funeral. You just see yourself like, hey, that's Spider-Man meme. Like, you hear? Yeah.
Yeah. So Maisie, my distant cousin, which I learned at a funeral after like a year of friendship, 2 years of friendship. I'm like, oh, okay. I know. When I was working in film, so we were working. Up from Media was working on a show called Mungoma.
Yeah.
So because it was based around music and celebrities, so I would meet a lot of these celebrities. However, with Natasha Chansa though, I met her through my other friend Mwale, who was her manager at the time.
I see.
But it's just a thing where it's just like with Wale, what happens is that I supported her business.
Yeah.
Right. And then when you first met her, I'm like, you're pretty cool. I like you. And she's like, oh, you're pretty cool. I like you. And like, oh, we became bros. And now she's like really like one of my close people now.
So key takeaway: support your friend's business.
No, definitely. Like,
definitely. You never know who they know. You never know.
Hey, right?
They know someone very important.
Either way, I feel like when you're always thinking about who they know, you won't get what you want.
Definitely, yeah.
In fact, like
it has to feel organic. It has to be organic. Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's just like, oh, if this is your homeboy, like e.g., you hit me up like what last night around 8. Hey, I have a podcast. I'm like, bet.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be. Look at him blushing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, bet, because at the end of the day, we are people that are in the same line of work and we are trying to get further.
True.
If we're gonna be fighting among ourselves, we're not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah. Not very true.
Yeah. So that's basically just the breakdown of that.
And who's the most famous person you have in your contact list?
Let's not do that.
No, no, because I just want to know. Okay,
Just
it's not for anyone. It's just for me.
Who's the most famous? I know the mother of African animation.
Who?
Her name is Ebele Ukoe. Okay, but anyway, you can Google her. Basically, she was born in Nigeria and then she relocated to Germany. She was one of like the founding people that made a name for African animation back in the day. So yeah, she's one of my good colleagues right now.
And then
friends.
And then in Zambia.
In Zambia, Toela, Natasha Chanza, J-Rox, FJ, who else? Killer. Well, because he blew up after we knew each other.
Wow.
Who else? Caladocious, Cleo Ice Queen. Who else is there? Mwaka. Well, she has following, so yeah.
And then, do you want to know the celebrities I have on my?
Who?
None.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh wait, no, I have you.
You went to keep.
I have you.
Okay, but you met the cast of Versus Blood and Water, so.
Oh yes, yes. I even had him feature in my my short film. Oh yes. Oh.
And two, I have Nasty C as a voice actor.
And you see what's crazy? It's like you when we're talking about networking, right, and collaboration.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about it being organic.
Yeah.
Funny enough is funny story is with when I met the guy in Blood and Water, right?
Yeah.
His name is Leroy. I met him at the 48-hour film festival in Cape Town, and the thing was I was part of the filming crew for the festival.
Yeah.
And he was participating in the same festival. So I remember they were trying to export right there at the venue. So they were panicking, and I remember him there with his team. They're trying to export, and it was, I think, his first time participating, and me being there, because my job is to capture such moments when people are panicking. I'm there, and the guys didn't like the fact that I was in their face with the camera. They were like, bro, now it's not the time. Because I'm also trying to ask them questions just to get, like what was going on, how they were feeling. Yeah, just for the content. I'm there. And then he goes like, no, it's not the time. He wasn't having it. But crazy thing is, he went in, right? And I understood, I was there in their face with the camera asking them questions, and they're literally trying to export. And I remember just telling him, okay, I'll put the camera down. And I just told him like, hey, you're going to make it. Don't worry, bro, whatever. Like, it was just like, yeah. Whatever reaction I even got from him when I put the camera down wasn't even like, I need to film this. I was like, I understand he's in pressure, and literally it's just like minutes away from the door being closed. He went in, they made it on time, they submitted. And then he came back to chat to me. He's like, yo, thanks, bro. I really needed that. We were really panicking and yada yada. Yeah. And from there, I was like, yo, actually, I'm working on a short film, So we exchanged contacts, and I didn't even know who the guy was. Funny enough, because at the time, I think, if I remember correctly, I wasn't even watching like Blood and Water.
Yeah.
So we started chatting. Very cool guy. The celebrities that like wait for you to text them, call them, whatever. Like, he's the most down to earth guy I've ever met. He would check up on me randomly. Check up on me, hey, you okay, bro? Yeah. Until we got to work on the short film, and it's only later on then I realized that he's that guy. Yeah. And then I'm there like, you see. But yeah, these things have to be organic. They just have to happen. Just be nice to people. Just be kind. Just be a kind human being. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't take away from anything.
That is true. That is definitely true.
Yeah. So, Aish,
I'll be honest with you. Like, majority of like celebrities I met when I was on the job, I didn't even know them until like only like later. Like, oh no, that's that person. I had to like, oh, okay, Instagram. Oh, okay, they do this. Because I remember there was this one time where Your Maps was at the office. I didn't know who this man was. I was just like, oh, there's a guy here.
Just another guy. Can't you don't know he's the Odios?
Yeah.
The man himself.
So it happens because like I was new. I was getting to know.
Yeah. Okay. Now I think let's get to your next project after the super?
Okay.
What was the project?
Like my immediate next project, or like the next big thing.
Okay, maybe let's talk the next big thing.
The next big thing.
Yeah.
Okay, because like we did many other projects. Anyway, so what happened is that between the super and like the next project, which is Twano, obviously as Type Productions, I employed like another animator from Ndola, so he became like the next person on my project, and we did like small gigs. We did some videos for Zikta. We did some animated videos for like restless development, yeah. And then at the end of 2022, we won first place for best innovative enterprise.
Yeah, so right, yeah.
By the way, what happened is that during lunchtime, right?
Yeah.
Because like the pitching was after lunchtime. Everyone was practicing. Did I not have a stomach ache? I was just sleeping.
Wow.
I had such a bad stomach ache. I think it's because like I took long to eat.
Yeah.
So like I had like a headache and I had like a bad stomach ache. So I was just sleeping. I'm like, yo, stomach ache, go away. I need to prepare. We go. It's time to pitch. I pitch. And I won.
Oh, lovely. And it's a great thing that you've even said it yourself that you had to pitch. Because guess what?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a game that I'll show you at the end. But, yeah.
You didn't
just know it's like, hey, you've just unlocked
trauma.
Yeah.
No, to be honest, pitching is never the easiest thing. I hate pitching up to this day.
Yeah.
If I can have someone do it for me, please. I do not want to do it myself. I get very nervous, but I'll still do it well. Yeah. But I'll still be nervous.
But you see, I think the best person to pitch in any situation is the founder or some like the creative brains behind something, because you understand the vision better than anyone else, and you're the only one that can communicate that, in a way that people are able to understand it.
But you see, right? There's two sides of the story like that. There's that is true, but there are people that speak like this on a mic, even if they are the founder of the project. That person should not be speaking. They should go and communicate. Give your speaker everything they need, main talking points, everything. Yeah. I feel like as a leader and as a founder, you know you're successful when you have inspired the people that are working for you to love the project that they're working on. And that goes into now Twano now, because that's when now I started to see it for myself. Anyway, 2023, I incorporated the business with my business partner, Elena. So that's when now Type Productions was official, a limited company. Buy shares. So in case anyone wants to buy some shares, we're here. Low key.
I want to buy some shares.
We'll talk.
Eh?
Yeah. Anyway, so with Twano, how it happened, and this is basically just how relationship with studios work. So if I remember correctly, remember that day when we were shooting the behind the scenes of the documentary?
Yeah.
No, behind the scenes of like the reaction video of the documentary.
Oh yes, yeah.
So when we were heading to Olga's house for that celebration party, pizza and reaction video, there was a friend of mine. In fact, he wasn't even a friend at the time, acquaintance of mine.
Yeah.
Who was the owner or is the owner of Color Culture. And he was like, hey, I have a project I want to work on, like an anthology series, like a short one and stuff. So when he called, I was driving, so I gave the phone to Elena to answer. But she did. And basically he was talking about how he found funding for this specific idea. So he wanted us to actually continue to collaborate on this. So he basically pitched a collaboration between the two. He's like, hey, we would like to have a project that is going into animation and is telling African Zambian stories. I'm like, okay, bet I want to make animation. I want money.
Yeah.
So he found a way. He found the opportunity to get funding. So he's like, okay, all we need to do now is just to collaborate on the paperwork to submit, because now we're submitting together. We're like, okay, cool. So we did the paperwork. It was a long process, but we did. And then from there we got shortlisted. I remember I was in Cape Town at the time, and we had interviews. So imagine I'm like attending an event, and then I have to quickly go somewhere in the corner to attend, like,
Sure.
and they have to see my face, so I have to quickly go. I'm like there. I'm like, okay, like I'm ready for the.
I can just imagine how that's going. Yeah.
Yeah. So and this was shortly like even after meeting like some of my African anime director heroes, you know. So like I had to quickly go in the corner. I said, what's this? I went on the interview. Basically, we're pitching Twano.
Yeah.
Basically, another animated show. We use the Super as reference. We were like, okay, what we can do is that what happened with Tap Productions is that we did this, and we had no funding for this, but then it was able to reach this many people. We're able to do this. So imagine now if we actually had intention behind doing something like this again.
Yeah.
Because with that, there was no intention. The Super was meant to flex. It was meant to be like, oh yeah, I can make animation. But then now actually having something where we're intentional about producing. So we did that, and from there, they shortlisted us to like the main. You're like, yeah, we want to see this idea. It's unique. How you guys gonna be able to do this? And so we pitched. Initially, it was supposed to be a 9-minute animation, but because I am someone that takes on each and every project passion, as long as I'm being paid properly, I will take on each and every animation as if it's my own, you know.
Yeah.
Even if it's not my own writing or my own stories, as long as someone has entrusted their vision with me and like, hey, let's create this story, I'll be like, yes. I will be like, I want to see this. I want to give this life to, and I will put my 100% in it. So I don't remember where my point went there.
No, you're good.
Yeah, but anyway, we went through that. It was a long process because when you're taking in grants, because it was a grant opportunity with HEVOS, it is a matter of paperwork being done because you're taking the grant as an organization. So there was like lots of back and forth with paperwork. I know we had to like hire Color Culture, because they were the main company. They had to hire a new finance person that actually had like a finance record and things like that. So there's a lot of that that we went through, but eventually it went through. And then we started. It was supposed to be a 5 months period, but then it was a bit delayed, so it ended up being 3 months. So we were like, oh, we're making 9 minutes in 3 months. Okay. I'm like, no pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure. You know, you can do this. So, so from there, that's when, at this time, at least I had the same animator, Zeno, who I hired from 2022. And then I had a new cleanup animator who I hired within the recent terms. So this was our first time working together on something. Please note, as I was working on Twano, there was bad water also being in the works.
Yeah.
So we're busy going back and forth with like the bad water concept, and I was also working on another film, which is by a Canadian producer who's also my friend now, named Nyasha. I do not know how to pronounce their surname, and it was being directed by Studio Soko, which is Kuda Rize, who is the Mutupo guy. So I'm on like 3 different projects at once.
Sure.
I'm making my own film. I am organizing with like a legitimate client over a project, and at the same time I'm on somebody else's film as an animator, only in like one space of a period. So imagine like how I had to divide myself, because now
because I'm also thinking
and then also like because my team was also new to me, creating the Super was my first experience of this pressure. Now my team now being a part of that.
And crazy thing is it's getting serious. There's money involved. The clients involved.
It was a bit more. We also had Legend Sun on sound design. It was his first time doing sound design, like completely. Sound design and scoring, and then we had Sunshine on character design. So that was the full team for Twan. If you had to ask anyone that is in the animation industry and say, hey, can you make a 2D animated film 10 minutes in 2 months, they'll tell you no. They'll tell you you're crazy.
It's not doable.
It's not doable, but we did it.
Sure.
Yeah. each and every process. So the first month, we used it for gathering stuff. So that's creating the designs. Because we're working in color culture, so basically I made it like I'll send in a group chat. These are the 3 designs. Let's discuss which one's best.
Yeah.
Vote. So I used like those WhatsApp options. Okay, this one's better. Okay, cool. Move on to the next. This one. What's happening here?
Yeah.
I made sure I gave me and Musenga had lots of headaches because it's just like, for me it was like, I know what animation needs.
Yeah.
Right. I know animation needs. He didn't at the time. So he jumped into something without knowing what it costs and what is needed. So certain things he would bring up and I'll be like, no, why? Yeah, inconveniencing me. So there was like lots of things like that did happen. But we got through that, and I think also he learned more about animation.
Yeah.
So for me it was like I appreciated it because him learning means that he took in what I was giving the advice to, because I had more experience in the field than he did. So yeah, now we're like really good friends and we're still working on more shows and things like that. So yeah, the budget for Twano, because you did ask about how much will a 10-minute cost.
Yeah.
So initially it was supposed to be 9 minutes.
Yeah.
But I extended it to 15 minutes.
Okay.
Because I like going the extra mile. Oh, that's where it was supposed to go. Yeah, I like going.
Yeah.
I like going the extra mile. So for me, it was like, okay, I get to add in more passion. I get to add in more things because Twano was very music oriented because I like having music.
Yeah.
So having all of that wrapped together with like the musical thing, I was like, 15 minutes. I like it. You know, I hit up Trina South. Hey, can you do a theme song for me? She did it beautiful, and that's how it came to be. The budget we were working with at the time when the dollar was still what the dollar was at that time, which was about 26 kwacha to $1, 26, 27 to $1. In fact, it was around 26. Yeah. We worked with around 4,500 kwacha. I'm lying. $4,500.
Oh, I was like,
sorry. I forgot. Yeah, but yeah. So we worked with that, which was about at the time maybe slightly. It was under 120,000 kwacha for the film.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So now you're telling me, let's say if I want something under 10 minutes.
Oh, actually,
now
by the way, that amount for a film in the actual animation industry is child's play.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The other film I was on had 4 times more the budget for the same amount of minutes.
Hey yo guys, nah. Okay,
Yeah. So yeah. And that was a bit more industry standard.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, okay, it's still the same quality that I was doing, but I had a bigger budget because that's what animation is worth. Oh, that was a fragment of what animation is worth.
Yeah, I see. Okay, now I want us to go back to the documentary, right? Yeah. We'll just go back a bit to the documentary because
your favorite.
No, what do you mean my favorite? Oh, what do you mean? So the documentary happens, right?
Yeah.
It's now on Al Jazeera. What did that do for you?
To be honest, the documentary was a stepping stone.
Yeah.
So making sure that I delivered a good public image, a decent public image. I'll say decent because I was still crusty. Making sure I delivered a decent public image did help the business so much.
Yeah.
Because there was reference.
Ah, yeah.
There was actual reference saying that this is what Tab Productions, or this is what Tabs is doing, right? Tabs is capable of making a full-on 10-minute film, animated film. Tabs was only 2 people at the time. This is what those limited resources, those this. It's basically like the origin story. This is where we started. So from there, lots of people went to the documentary. They watched it, and you find maybe they'll contact me like, "Oh, I watched your documentary. There's someone I know that's doing animation." Because when you now type animation in Zambia,
it's the first thing. Yeah.
So now when you find lots of people, and one of the big things that they did was like the Badwater project,
Yeah.
because it was not in particularly ZMPHI that contacted me to work on Badwater,
Yeah.
but it was CGC themselves, all
Okay.
the way from America. They were like, okay, we're looking for artists. We're looking for artists in Zambia to do something.
So they found you because of the documentary.
Found because of the documentary.
Yeah.
So that's how they're like, oh no, we see that you're very influential in this specific category and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What are you able to do? And that's why I was like, okay, this is what we need to do. We need to. It was a whole thing. We even went into like the streets. We went to like Matero. We went to like get more information in order to build the project. We even came up with the name Badwater in the moment. I'm like, oh, okay, so we're talking about dirty water, you know, because people are jumping into water, people are drinking bad water, and they're getting cholera.
Yeah.
So that's how now we're like, oh, a Badwater series. So that's how we planned it, and that's where it came from. So up to now, I'll still say the documentary is pretty much a good reference for whenever I need to introduce what my career is.
Yeah.
And now I even have two.
You actually have two. You actually have two.
I actually have three. The other one's just not out yet.
Okay. Wow. Actually, also
And
have,
articles.
I actually also have like I have four documentaries, but who's counting?
Yeah, who's counting?
No, but you see, the reason I took it back to the documentary is before we started filming, you and I were having a conversation about how as people we can build a brand and market ourselves, and how sometimes it's like you might be working with different people, but not everyone is going to be the brand for that specific thing you're working on.
Yeah.
There's always going to be that one person that sticks out, and you are going to be the face that people know or attach to what you're working on. And I'm saying this because when that documentary was happening, right, I was thinking to myself, wow, we're actually shooting a documentary for Al Jazeera. And I'm sitting there thinking, yo, I'm about to be famous. Yo, everyone now is going to know my name. Exes are going to be calling me, oh, I want you back. No, I'm just kidding. No, but think about it. My thinking in that moment was, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
Right? This is a big deal. It's going to do amazing things. Not just for me, but for you and just everyone that was part of the team. Yeah. Because once you put yourself out there and on a platform like Al Jazeera, like that's big. So I was thinking, you know what? I'm going to be famous now. I probably should behave myself and all that. Crazy thing, documentary comes out.
Yeah.
Everything I expected was going to happen didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting I'll be getting phone calls left, right, center, whatever. And me not having a social media presence, like I have accounts, but I'm like barely active. People don't know me. And because I'm so poor at sharing stuff, when the documentary came out, even if I did share, people didn't see it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was thinking, you know how Zambians, when we see something go abroad, you know, it's being accepted outside our country, we say Zambia Kuchalo.
Yeah.
Right? We celebrate it. And I was thinking that documentary was going to be celebrated the same way. And it came out. I can tell you this, the numbers it was racking up were not Zambian, most of them.
Yes.
It was, the numbers, it was getting numbers, but they were not Zambian.
But you know what's funny?
Yeah.
What's funny? You never know the impact of what your work does if you're not outside. True. If you're inside, if you're not involving yourself with what you do.
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example. If let's say I'm a musician, right?
Yeah.
If I make a song and then I share it on my WhatsApp status one day, where do you think that song will go? It'll just go to my immediate circle. Only the 4 people that have heard it. You wouldn't know someone in Kawe is listening to it.
Nah, definitely. True.
You know? I'll give you an example. If you even look at like the streams that Salvation from the Super got, there isn't as much Zambia on it. You find Tokyo, there are like 50 people that streamed it there. In the States, there's like, they may have not even have watched the anime.
But it's,
But then for them, it's like, okay, they found a way to the song and they like it, but I can't see it because I'm in my room.
Yeah, true.
I'm not gonna know that 50 people in Tokyo are listening to my song. So even with the documentary, because I remember there was this one time Kende was like, "Oh no," there was a man that reached out to me and like, "Oh no, what's this? I saw you in this Al Jazeera documentary." You know,
Yeah.
even if he didn't have a big role in the documentary itself, but the fact that somebody saw your face.
Yeah, true, true.
So it's like only once you step out of, and that's the thing as creatives, we want to shy away. I remember when I was attending the business summit, there's a guy that asked like, "Oh, what about for us who work behind the scenes?" Unfortunately, behind the scenes will stay behind the scenes if you don't come out.
Yeah.
You know, because end of the day,
Very
you're
true.
the brand.
Very true. Yeah.
The
That's very true.
difference, why the documentary worked for me, was because not I was intentional about it from the start.
Yeah.
The moment I knew I was getting
Yeah.
like I was being featured in a documentary, I did not sleep. I did not sleep
Yeah.
because for me it was like, okay,
This
right?
is a big deal.
It's a big deal,
Yeah.
right? Yes, I may be the face of it, but for me it's a big deal. A face can die out.
True.
People can forget your face. But I was intentional. I knew that, okay, if I'm gonna be shown as an animation director, right? One, I'm gonna move away from calling myself an animator, because an animator could be just anyone, but an animation director can be somebody else. Animation producer can be somebody else. So number one, choice in wording about what you're saying. With the super, I was intentional about it from the start. I did not say Tabs is animating the super. I said Tab Productions presents.
Yes, like you're inserting your company in
You're
there.
selling your company.
Yeah.
You're trying to look legit.
True.
And this is now increasing the IP that you have.
Yeah.
So even if 5 years from now I decide to drop the super series, it will blow up. Why?
Yeah.
Because there's reference of it.
I
Because
see.
I had set it up
Yeah.
for a certain amount of legitimacy. You know, so it just comes with this and this and this. I know it's one of those things where when you're working with people and you're not the face, sometimes it's like, oh, I thought this was gonna change my life, but this is,
Yeah.
and sometimes you do feel such a way. This happens to all of us.
True. Very true. Very true.
But then as creatives, it's like important for you to leverage off of it, you know?
Yeah.
Because like, hey man, how come some directors are famous? James Gunn and these guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Because they are actually building that social media influence. Who's this music director? James Mayer, someone like that. If I'm not mistaken, he shot like a number of music videos, Megan Thee Stallion, Ariana Grande, and it's like these names are known because they are pushing.
True.
Their names are there.
Yeah. So now it's a matter of now you building a personal brand.
Exactly.
Because I really like thought about it like, okay, it's out, it's not getting all the hype it's supposed to be getting. The views were there, but we're not Zambian. Because I was just thinking like it would receive more reception here in Zambia. Like people would, I was hoping people would be like, hey, Mishek, you know, people would repost and like would tag me and stuff. Oh, Mishek directed this Zambia Kuchala, whatever. But that didn't happen. But here's the thing, right?
Actually, just to stop you there.
Okay.
By the way,
yeah,
you wouldn't know it happened because there's a certain word that people are going to remember it by, and that was Zambian anime. As much as I don't like to call it, Zambian anime, because it was produced in Zambia, but it's trying to look like anime, so it's Zambian inspired.
Yeah.
But then Zambian anime. If you go around and ask about, hey, did you hear about Zambian anime in Star Chemical? They'll remember.
Really?
Yeah, because they heard it. Whether it was the radio, whether it was the TV, whether it was something, they heard it. They just didn't have a face to attach.
Yeah. So I just saw it as something that like, okay, like felt like it didn't happen, but for me, in that moment, I was like, okay, this is anticlimactic. Like, I was hoping there's going to be a whole, hooray, Mishek, now I'm famous, you know. And then that doesn't happen. And then I'm like, okay, cool, fine. It's done. On to the next project. Funny thing, now, a few months down the line, I start seeing what the documentary is doing for you. And that was the moment I was like, yeah. Like, I'm cool with it, right? Because at the end of the day, my job was to tell a story.
Yeah.
It wasn't my story. It was your story.
Yeah.
And it brings me joy to know that the person that we're making the story about received the reception that they received. Right. And it was just like, I was seeing that, I was like, yeah. Like, I was expecting the documentary to change my life in a way that maybe wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
It changed my way. It changed my life financially. Right? It changed my life financially. I'm not going. You're like, yeah, it's like, yeah.
A win's a win.
Yeah,
A win's a win.
You know when your bank account starts calling you, your bank starts calling you to ask you, hey, my brother, you've never had this much money in your account. Last time we checked, you had like a 5 ingwe, and then now what's happening?
What's happening there?
Are you scamming people? I'm like, no, But it changed my life in that way. But I thought it was going to come with all this, noise of, oh, he's done that. But to see what it did for you, for me, I got the joy from that, saying, this story wasn't my story. It was just me helping tell the story, bring light to the work that you were doing.
Yeah.
And it did exactly what it was supposed to do. Point the light on you. And it might have not pointed the light on anyone else, maybe even the people that were also in the documentary, but the story was your story. And it was told. And you received the attention that you received. And for me, that was like, that gave me peace to know, like, okay, you know what? It's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's doing its thing. And funny thing is, I think a few months passed, and there was another one where, because I think Africa Direct is in charge of reaching out to filmmakers, documentary filmmakers on the same projects. So there was another one that we were supposed to apply for, but we missed the deadline. And we missed the deadline. And I remember Mwale asking me, can we just try to apply even if we've missed the deadline?
Yeah.
But because we were so busy with the festival in Cape Town, I ended up not applying. Forgot about it. They sent us an email asking, guys, hey, can you please...
You guys are quiet.
Yeah, you guys are too quiet. Your friends are applying this side. Can you please pitch 3? But it was because of the success of that documentary that they had. Because there's no way they're asking people to apply. And then you guys have missed the deadline by, I don't know, like
they're
a
calling
month.
You guys.
Then they email you asking you to apply. They told us, pitch 3 documentaries. We pitched 3. Got 1. It's also on Al Jazeera.
There we go.
Guess whose life is changing again? The person we told the story about.
Yeah.
Her
life has changed.
It's changing. It's still changing.
It's still changing.
Going,
yeah.
Right? It's still changing.
Yeah.
And it also didn't receive the noise. Right? But guess what? Because every Al Jazeera documentary comes up like this, it doesn't show credits. Yeah. So anyone part of the crew that worked on it, it would never show credits. Yeah. But it will only show 1 credit.
Yeah.
It will start with a film by the director's name.
Yeah.
So it always shows my name, a film by Mishek Chizabanda. So someone saw the second documentary.
Yeah.
Someone from the UK. And funny enough, even though I don't have like a proper social media presence, I'm active on social media. I'm just there. I exist. They went to search for me on Facebook, found my number, and contacted me.
Damn, okay.
And me being me, because I'm such, isolated from everything, I keep to myself. I'm not even active. So it was such a shocking thing where someone has your number and you're like, they tell you, oh, I saw your documentary and I'd love to work with you. The only question I had was, where did you get my number?
Real?
Because if I was active on social media, yes, I expect you to be like, yes, I found you on social media, but I'm not even there. It's like I barely exist. My account is just there, but it's dormant. They're like, no, but I went to your account and then I started searching for your number. I found your number there. She reached out.
Nice.
And guess what? We just wrapped up the documentary 2 weeks ago. Right?
There goes the bank.
Yeah. I mean, guys, please don't ask for money. I don't have money. But yeah.
Amen.
But for me, it's working out in that way.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm always thinking it's going to come with the noise, but it's working out in a very different way. And that's the beauty of it. But I also have to work on a personal brand.
Yes.
Because again, you definitely need to put yourself out there if you're also now trying to enter the entrepreneurship space. Because I've been taking it, this entire time I've been taking it as a creative.
Yeah.
I don't care about the business side of things. I'm always in the background, behind the scenes.
That's why you're broke.
Do you have to say that loud?
That's why you're broke.
But yeah, guys, so